You know that machine you've been feeding 20s into for the last hour? The one that gave you three small wins early on and then went cold? Yeah, that wasn't bad luck. That was the algorithm doing exactly what it was designed to do. And I'm about to tell you how to spot when you're being played. I'm going to show you the specific signs that separate a fair slot machine from one that's been programmed to drain your wallet. The stuff the casinos absolutely do not want you to know. The patterns, the tells, the mathematical tricks that are hidden in plain sight. Here's the thing. Most people walk into a casino thinking it's all random, thinking every machine has the same odds, thinking if they just find the right one, they'll hit big. Wrong. Completely wrong. There are machines on every floor that are set to pay out at wildly different rates, and there are red flags you can look for before you sit down, before you lose a single dollar. You're going to learn exactly what I learned after 5 years behind the scenes, the stuff they train employees never to discuss, the mathematical realities they bury in fine print, the psychological manipulation built into every spin. Look, if you want to keep getting information like this, information the industry doesn't want circulating, you need to subscribe right now. I'm putting my reputation on the line sharing these insider details. This channel exists to expose what they hide. So hit that subscribe button, because the next video might be the one that saves you thousands. Now, who am I, and why should you trust anything I'm saying? I worked casino floor operations for 5 years, 3 of those years in slot machine maintenance and monitoring. I've seen the back-end software. I've watched the regional managers adjust payout percentages on banks of machines. I've had conversations with game designers who openly laughed about player psychology and how easy it is to manipulate. I've read the internal memos about machine placement strategy, the ones that explain exactly why certain machines go in certain locations and why those locations matter. I left the industry because I got tired of watching people lose their rent money to systems that were mathematically designed to extract maximum profit. I got tired of the lies, the corporate doublespeak about entertainment value, when what they really meant was engineered addiction. So yeah, I know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to break it all down for you. But first, I want to know something. Drop a comment right now and tell me, have you ever had a machine go ice cold right after you hit a decent win? Like you get a $200 payout and then suddenly it won't give you anything for the next hour. Because if that's happened to you, you've already experienced what I'm about to explain. And I'm genuinely curious how common this experience is. So comment, let me know. All right, let's get into the first major secret. Secret number 1. Return to player percentage is not what you think it is. Every slot machine has something called an RTP, return to player. It's a percentage. You'll see it advertised. 92% RTP, 95% RTP, 98% RTP if you're lucky. Here's what the casino wants you to think that means. They want you to believe that if you put $100 into a machine with a 95% RTP, you'll get $95 back. Close to breaking even, right? Just losing $5 for the entertainment. Seems fair. Wrong. That RTP is calculated over millions of spins. Millions. It's a theoretical average that has absolutely nothing to do with your individual session. You could put in $500 and get back 50. That's still perfectly consistent with a 95% RTP machine, because someone else, somewhere, at some other time, is going to hit a jackpot that brings the overall average up. But here's the real trick, the thing they really don't advertise. Most jurisdictions only require a minimum RTP. In Nevada, it's 75%. In New Jersey, it's 83%. But casinos aren't required to tell you what any individual machine is set to. They just have to meet the legal minimum for the floor as a whole. So you've got machines on the same floor with wildly different RTPs. You could be sitting at a 75% machine right next to someone at a 96% machine. You'd never know. The machines look identical. They sound identical. They have the same flashing lights and the same bonus rounds. But one of them is mathematically designed to take your money more than 4 times faster than the other. Now, how do you spot the difference? Location. Location is everything. Machines with lower RTPs get placed in specific areas, high traffic areas, near entrances, near buffets, near hotel check-in, anywhere people are passing through, anywhere people might sit down for just a few quick spins. Why? Because the casino knows you're not staying long. You're killing 5 minutes while your friend uses the bathroom. You're waiting for your dinner reservation. You're not going to sit there for 3 hours. So they put the worst machines there, the ones with the lowest payout rates,
Because even if you win, you probably won't win big, and you'll be gone before you realize how bad the math was. The better machines, they're deep in the casino, away from exits, away from distractions, in the areas where serious gamblers sit down for marathon sessions, because the casino knows those players will notice if the machine is too cold. They'll move, they'll complain, they'll stop coming back. So the casino puts slightly better RTPs in those areas. Not good, just less terrible. Enough to keep you playing, enough to give you occasional wins so you don't rage quit, but still mathematically designed to drain you over time. Here's another location trick. End caps. The machines at the ends of rows, the ones that are most visible from the aisles. Those often have slightly better RTPs. Why? Because the casino wants other players to see people winning. They want you to walk past and see someone hit a bonus round, see the lights flashing, hear the music. It draws you in. It makes you think the machines are hot. But the second you sit down at a machine in the middle of that same row, different RTP, worse odds. You just got baited. Now let's talk about volatility, because this is where it gets really manipulative. Volatility is how often a machine pays out. Low volatility means frequent small wins. High volatility means rare big wins. Casinos use volatility to mess with your psychology. They put low volatility machines near the entrance. Why? Because new players or casual players want to feel like they're winning. They want that dopamine hit. So these machines pay out constantly. $5 here, $8 there, $12. You're getting something back almost every few spins. But if you actually track your bankroll, you're still losing. Because those small wins don't cover your total bets. You're betting $5 a spin and getting back $3. You're betting $7 and getting back $4. Your brain registers it as a win because you heard the sound and saw the animation, but your wallet is getting lighter. This is called a loss disguised as a win, and it's everywhere. Modern slot machines are built around this concept.
They're designed to give you the psychological reward of winning even when you're losing money. High volatility machines are different. They go cold for long stretches, dozens of spins with nothing, sometimes hundreds of spins, but when they hit big. These machines are designed for grinders, for people who have big bankrolls and are chasing jackpots. The casino loves high volatility machines because most players don't have the bankroll to survive the cold streaks. They bust out before the big win comes. And even if you do hit big, the math still favors the house over time. So here's what you need to understand. If you sit down at a machine and you're getting tons of small wins right away, you're on a low volatility machine, and that machine is designed to keep you playing by making you feel like you're doing well, even though you're bleeding money. If you sit down at a machine and it goes completely dead for 20 or 30 spins, you're on a high volatility machine. And unless you've got a serious bankroll and serious patience, you need to walk away because that machine is designed to bust out casual players. But here's the kicker. You can't tell which type of machine you're on just by looking at it. The casino doesn't label them. You have to sit down and play to figure it out. And by the time you figure it out, you've already lost money. That's not an accident. That's the design. Let me tell you about machine cycling. This is something most players have no idea exists. Slot machines go through cycles, not in a predictable way, not in a way you can exploit, but they do cycle through different payout states based on their programming. Modern machines use something called a random number generator, an RNG. It's constantly generating numbers even when nobody's playing. When you hit the spin button, the machine grabs whatever number the RNG just generated and matches it to a result, a win or a loss, a bonus round or a brick. But here's the thing, the RNG isn't truly random, it's pseudo-random. It's based on an algorithm, and that algorithm is designed to hit the target RTP over time. What that means in practice is this. If a machine is paid out more than its target RTP recently, the algorithm compensates by delivering more losing spins. If it's paid out less than its target, it compensates by delivering more winning spins. You cannot predict when these cycles happen. You cannot time them, but they exist, and casinos know they exist. So when you sit down at a machine that just paid out a jackpot an hour ago, you're sitting down at a machine that's likely in a cold cycle. The algorithm is compensating. It's delivering more losses to bring the RTP back in line. When you sit down at a machine that hasn't hit anything significant in hours, you might be sitting down at a machine that's due for a win. But you also might be sitting down at a machine that's just set to a terrible RTP and never pays out well. You can't know. That's the trap. But you can look for clues. If you walk past a machine and the credit meter is at 0 and there's nobody around, that's often a sign the machine just ate someone's bankroll. That machine might be cold. If you see a machine with credit still on it and nobody playing, that's a sign someone walked away from a win. That machine might be in a better state. Might. Not definitely, but might. This is the game within the game. You're not just playing against the math. You're trying to guess where the machine is in its cycle, and the casino has way more information than you do. Part 2. The deep dive. Now let's talk about something that's going to make you angry. Bet sizing manipulation. You know how modern slot machines let you adjust your bet? You can bet 1 line or 40 lines. You can bet a penny per line or $5 per line. The machine makes it feel like you're in control, like you're making strategic decisions. You're not. The machine is programmed to respond differently based on how much you're betting. And I don't mean in a fair way. I mean in a way that's specifically designed to manipulate your behavior. Here's how it works. When you're betting small, the machine tends to pay out more frequently. Not more money overall, just more frequently. You're getting those small wins, those loss disguised as wins. The machine is keeping you engaged, keeping you thinking you're doing okay. But the second you increase your bet, the second you go from 50 cents a spin to $5 a spin, the machine goes cold, dead cold. You'll burn through 50, 60, 80 spins without anything meaningful, and you're losing way more per spin now, so your bankroll evaporates. This isn't conspiracy theory. This is documented. Game designers have admitted in industry publications that bet sizing affects payout frequency. They frame it as game balance or game engagement optimization, but what it really is, it's a trap. They want you to start small. They want you to feel like you're winning. They want you to build confidence, and then they want you to increase your bet, because that's when they take everything. I've watched this happen thousands of times. Player sits down, bets minimum, gets a few wins, feels good, increases bet to chase a bigger payout. Machine goes cold. Player keeps increasing bet, trying to break the cold streak. Bankroll gone in 15 minutes, every single time. And here's the worst part. When you drop your bet back down to minimum, the machine starts paying out again. Small wins, just enough to keep you there, just enough to make you think if you increase your bet again, you'll hit big. You won't. This is called bet ramping, and it's one of the most effective psychological traps in the entire industry, because it makes you feel like you have control, like your betting decisions matter, like you can outsmart the machine. You can't. The machine is programmed to exploit exactly this kind of thinking. So here's the rule. Pick a bet size and stick to it. Do not increase your bet when you're losing. Do not increase your bet when you're winning. The machine is watching your betting patterns and adjusting accordingly. The only way to avoid this trap is to be completely consistent. But even then, you're still playing a losing game. You're just losing slower. Let me tell you about bonus rounds, because this is where the manipulation gets truly disgusting. Bonus rounds are the big draw on modern slot machines. Free spins, pick-a-prize games, wheel spins. They're exciting. They feel like you're getting something extra, something the casino is giving you as a reward. Wrong. Bonus rounds are not rewards. They're part of the math. They're already calculated into the RTP. The machine knows exactly how often it's going to trigger a bonus round and exactly how much that bonus round is going to pay on average. But here's the trick. Bonus rounds are programmed to feel way more valuable than they actually are. Think about it. You trigger free spins, the machine plays a dramatic animation, music swells, you get 10 free spins. You watch them play out, you see wins adding up. It feels like you're getting a ton of money. But when the round ends, you look at the total. $40, $60, maybe $100 if you're lucky. You just sat through 2 minutes of animations and sounds and psychological manipulation, and you got paid less than you would have won on 5 regular spins at your bet size. But it felt bigger. It felt special, so your brain registers it as a major win.
And you keep playing. This is intentional. Game designers spend enormous amounts of time and money making bonus rounds feel rewarding even when the actual payout is mediocre. They use sound design, visual effects, timing, all of it calibrated to maximize the psychological impact. And here's the truly evil part: near misses. You know when you're one symbol away from triggering the bonus round? When you get two bonus symbols and the third one lands just above or just below the pay line? That feels like you almost won, right? Like you were so close. That's programmed. That near miss is not random. The machine is deliberately showing you outcomes that look like you almost triggered the bonus, because near misses are more motivating than complete misses. They make you feel like the bonus round is right around the corner, like if you just keep playing, you'll hit it. Studies have shown that near misses activate the same reward pathways in your brain as actual wins. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between almost winning and winning, so the machine exploits that. It shows you near misses constantly, keeping you hooked, keeping you playing. And the best part? For the casino, not for you. The best part is that near misses cost them nothing. They're just visual displays. The actual RNG result was a loss, but by showing you a near miss, they keep you playing longer, which means more spins, which means more of your money. I've seen the back-end data. Machines that show frequent near misses have significantly higher play times than machines that don't. Players stay longer, bet more, lose more, all because of a visual trick. Now let's talk about ticket in, ticket out systems, because this changed everything. In the old days, slot machines paid out in coins. You won, you heard coins clanking into the tray. You could see your winnings. You could hold them. You had a physical sense of how much you'd won. Casinos hated that because coins are tangible. When you're holding a bucket of quarters, you know exactly how much you have. And when that bucket starts getting light, you notice. You have a clear signal that it's time to stop. So they switched to ticket in, ticket out. You put cash in, you get a ticket out. No coins, no physical money, just a piece of paper with a number on it. This was framed as convenience, easier for players, cleaner for the casino, no more heavy buckets to carry around. But the real reason? Psychological. When you're playing with tickets, you lose track of money. That number on the screen doesn't feel like real money. It's just a number, just credits. You're not watching your wallet get lighter. You're not feeling the weight of your losses. And when you cash out, you get another ticket. Just paper. Even if you won, it doesn't feel like winning. You don't have that bucket of coins, that tactile reward. You have a ticket you need to take to a machine or a cashier to convert back to money. So what do most players do? They take that ticket and put it right back into another machine because it doesn't feel like real money yet. It's still just a ticket, just credits. I've watched players cycle the same $100 through 4 or 5 different machines via tickets, never cashing out, never converting back to actual money, just moving credits from machine to machine until it's all gone. This is by design. The ticket system is designed to keep money in play, to remove the psychological barriers that would normally make you stop and cash out. If you want to protect yourself, here's what you do. Set a win goal. Decide before you start playing that if you get up by a certain amount, you're cashing out immediately, not moving to another machine, cashing out, taking real money, breaking the ticket cycle. And when you cash out, leave the casino floor, go to your room, go to your car, get away from the machines, because as long as you're holding a ticket near a machine, you're in danger of putting it back in. Let's talk about machine placement strategy, because this goes way deeper than just high traffic versus low traffic areas. Casinos use detailed analytics about player behavior to decide where every single machine goes. They track which machines get played most, which ones generate the most revenue, which ones players stay at longest, and they adjust placement constantly. Tight machines, the ones with low RTPs, go in places where players are least likely to notice or care, near exits, near bathrooms, near ATMs. Think about that. They put the worst machines right next to the ATM because they know if you're at the ATM, you're already losing. You're already chasing. You're in the worst possible mental state. So they put a terrible machine right there, easy access, and you sit down and dump that fresh cash right back in. Loose machines, the relatively better ones, go in specific visibility zones, places where other players will see you winning. The casino wants witnesses. They want other players to see lights flashing and hear sounds because that attracts more play. But here's another layer: player tracking. When you use a Players Club card, the casino is tracking everything: how long you play, how much you bet, how much you win or lose, what types of machines you prefer, what time of day you play, everything. And they use that data to send you offers, free play, comped meals, hotel rooms. They're using your own gambling patterns against you to get you back into the casino. But it goes further. Some casinos use that data to adjust machine performance in real time. I'm not talking about changing the RTP on the fly while you're playing. That's illegal in most jurisdictions. But they can and do adjust which machines are active on the floor, which ones get promoted, which ones get better placement. If their data shows that players like you, players with your betting patterns and your loss rate, tend to play longer on a certain type of machine, they'll make sure those machines are prominent and available. They're optimizing the floor layout based on player profiles. You're not just playing against the machine, you're playing against a system that's analyzing your behavior and adapting to exploit you more efficiently. Here's something most players never think about: lighting and sound. Casinos spend millions on environmental design. The lighting is specifically calibrated to keep you awake and alert, but also to distort your sense of time. There are no windows, no clocks. The lighting doesn't change as the day progresses. You could be there for 2 hours or 12 hours, and the environment looks exactly the same. The sound design is even more insidious. Slot machines are tuned to specific frequencies that are psychologically engaging. The music is upbeat, energetic. Even when you're losing, the sounds are positive, cheerful, because the casino knows that if the environment felt depressing, you'd leave. So they make losing feel fun. They make it feel exciting. Every spin is accompanied by music and sounds that suggest possibility, potential, even when the math says you're being drained. And the sounds of other players winning, those are amplified.
When someone hits a jackpot, sirens go off, lights flash. Everyone in the area hears it, everyone sees it, and it triggers something in your brain. It tells you that winning is possible, that it's happening right now, that it could be you next. But what you don't hear are the hundreds of losses happening at the same time. The machines going cold, the bankrolls evaporating. Those are silent. The casino is curating your sensory experience to maximize playtime, to keep you in the building, to keep you feeding money into machines. Now let's talk about progressive jackpots, because this is where people really get destroyed. Progressive jackpots are linked machines where a portion of every bet goes into a shared jackpot pool. The jackpot grows until someone hits it. It can reach enormous amounts, millions of dollars, and that's the bait. Here's what you need to understand. Progressive machines have worse base game RTPs than regular machines, sometimes significantly worse, because a chunk of every bet is going into the jackpot pool instead of being returned to players through regular payouts. So you're playing a worse game in exchange for a chance at a massive jackpot that you're almost certainly never going to hit. The math on progressives is brutal. The odds of hitting the top jackpot on a major progressive can be 1 in 50 million, 1 in 100 million. You're more likely to get struck by lightning twice. But people play them anyway because the jackpot amount is so large that it overrides rational thinking. You see $8 million and your brain stops processing probability. It just sees the possibility of becoming rich instantly. Meanwhile, you're losing money faster on the base game than you would on a regular machine, and that jackpot keeps growing because so many people are feeding it and nobody's hitting it. When someone finally does hit it, the casino makes sure everyone knows. Signs, announcements, photos. They want that win to be visible because it resets the jackpot, and they need people to start feeding it again. But what they don't advertise is how many people lost how much money building that jackpot up.
The $8 million jackpot might have been built from $50 million in player losses. The casino isn't hurt by paying out $8 million. They're up $42 million, and the cycle starts again. Part 3. The final secrets and conclusion. Let's talk about something that's going to make you question every win you've ever had: manufactured excitement. You know when you hit a bonus round and the machine starts going crazy, music gets louder, animations get faster, the screen is flashing, it feels like something huge is happening, like you're about to win big. And then the bonus round ends and you won $38. That's manufactured excitement. The machine is programmed to make every bonus round feel like a major event, regardless of the actual payout. A $40 bonus round gets the same audio-visual treatment as a $400 bonus round, because the casino doesn't want you thinking about the numbers. They want you feeling the excitement. I've seen game design documents. There are literally spreadsheets that map out how much excitement to generate per dollar won. They've calculated the optimal ratio of sensory stimulation to actual payout. They know exactly how much flash and noise they need to make you feel satisfied with a mediocre win, and it works. Players walk away from these machines talking about how fun they were, how exciting. They don't talk about how much they lost. They talk about that one bonus round where everything went crazy, even though that bonus round barely covered 10 minutes of losses. The machine made them feel like a winner while taking their money. Here's another thing about modern machines: skill-based bonuses. Some newer slot machines have started incorporating skill elements into bonus rounds. You have to shoot targets or match symbols or make choices. It feels interactive. It feels like your decisions matter, like you can influence the outcome. You can't. These skill elements are mostly illusion. The payout is already determined before the skill round starts. The machine knows how much it's going to pay you. The skill element is just a delivery mechanism to make you feel involved. Sure, there might be minor variations based on your choices. Pick the left box instead of the right box, and you might get $42 instead of $39. But the overall payout range is predetermined. You're not actually affecting whether you win big or small. That was decided by the RNG before you made a single choice. The casino wants you to feel like you had control, because if you feel like you had control, you'll blame yourself for not winning more. You'll think if you'd just picked differently, you would have won bigger. So you'll play again, try to make better choices next time. But there are no better choices. It's all predetermined. The skill element is theater. Now let's talk about denomination tricks. You'll see machines advertised as penny slots, nickel slots, quarter slots. This is the denomination, the base value of the game. Sounds cheap, right? Penny slots. You can play for almost nothing. Wrong. Modern machines have multiple pay lines: 20 lines, 30 lines, 50 lines, 100 lines, and the denomination is per line. So that penny slot, if you're playing all 50 lines, you're betting 50 cents per spin, not a penny, 50 cents. And most machines strongly encourage you to play all lines. Some machines won't even let you trigger the bonus round unless you're playing maximum lines, so you're effectively forced to bet the maximum if you want access to the full game. That penny slot just became a 50-cent minimum slot, or a dollar slot if there are 100 lines, but it's still advertised as a penny slot because that sounds accessible, that sounds affordable, that gets you to sit down. And once you're sitting down and playing, you're not thinking about the fact that you're betting 50 cents or a dollar per spin. You're thinking pennies. Your brain is anchored to that low number. This is called denomination anchoring, and it's incredibly effective at getting people to bet more than they intended. I've watched people sit down at penny slots with $20 expecting to play for an hour. They're gone in 10 minutes. Because they weren't actually playing penny slots. They were playing 50-cent or dollar slots marketed as penny slots. Always look at the total bet per spin, not the denomination. The denomination is meaningless. The only number that matters is how much you're actually risking per spin. Let's talk about cash-out psychology. When you win, the machine makes cashing out difficult.
Not impossible, just difficult enough that you might not do it. You have to hit buttons, navigate menus, wait for the ticket to print. Meanwhile, the machine is right there, ready to go. One button press and you're spinning again. The path of least resistance is to keep playing. Cashing out requires deliberate action, multiple steps, a conscious decision to stop. This is called friction design. The casino puts friction on the actions they don't want you to take, cashing out, leaving, stopping, and they remove friction from the actions they do want you to take.
Betting, spinning, playing. One button to spin, multiple steps to cash out. That's not an accident. And here's another psychological trick. Bill acceptors. Modern machines accept bills of all denominations. You can feed a $100 bill right into the machine. It's easy, it's fast, no friction. But when you win and you want to cash out, you get a ticket, not bills. A ticket you have to take somewhere else to convert back to money. The casino makes it easier to put money in than to take money out, because they want money flowing one direction, into the machines. They want every barrier removed on the deposit side and every possible barrier added on the withdrawal side. Even something as simple as having to walk to a cashier or a redemption machine to get your money creates hesitation, creates an opportunity for you to change your mind, to put that ticket into another machine instead. Some players never cash out at all during their trip. They just keep cycling tickets, moving credits from machine to machine. The money never leaves the system until they finally leave the casino, and by then, most of it is gone. Let me tell you about something called loss limits and player protection features, because this is where the industry's hypocrisy really shows. Some jurisdictions now require casinos to offer voluntary loss limits. You can set a limit on how much you're allowed to lose in a day or a week or a month. Once you hit that limit, you're locked out. Sounds responsible, right? Sounds like the casino is looking out for you. But here's the thing. These systems are designed to be inconvenient. You have to opt in. You have to navigate menus. You have to make an account. You have to remember to set it up before you start playing. And if you're already in the casino, already in a gambling mindset, you're probably not going to do it. And even if you do set a loss limit, the casino makes it easy to remove or increase. You can usually adjust your limit immediately. There's no waiting period, no cooling off time. You hit your limit, you feel bad, you increase it, you keep playing. The system exists so the casino can say they're promoting responsible gambling, but it's designed to have minimal impact on actual play. Real player protection would be opt-out instead of opt-in. It would be default limits that you'd have to actively remove. It would be waiting periods before you could increase your limit, mandatory breaks, visible loss tracking. But casinos don't want that. They want the appearance of responsibility without the actual impact on revenue. Now let's talk about comps and player rewards, because this is a trap dressed up as a gift. Casinos offer Players Club cards. You earn points for playing. Points can be redeemed for free play, meals, hotel rooms, shows. It feels like the casino is giving you something back. They're not. Those comps are calculated into the business model. The casino knows exactly how much they need to give back in comps to keep you playing, and that amount is always, always less than what you're losing. Think about it. You lose $500 over a weekend. The casino gives you $50 in free play and a buffet voucher. You feel like you got something, like the casino values you, but you're still down $450. The casino just made you feel better about losing. And that free play? It comes with restrictions. You can't cash it out directly. You have to play through it. And most people lose that free play too. So the casino isn't really giving you money. They're giving you another chance to lose money while making you feel appreciated. The comps are designed to create loyalty, to make you feel like you're part of a system, like you're working toward something. Like if you just play a little more, you'll reach the next tier, get better rewards. But the more you play, the more you lose. The rewards never catch up to the losses. They're not supposed to. They're just supposed to keep you playing. I've seen people gamble away thousands of dollars chasing a $100 comp. The math doesn't work. It never works. But the psychological hook is incredibly strong.
Here's something you need to understand about the house edge. Every single bet you make on a slot machine has a negative expected value. Every single one. That means over time, every bet loses money. Not some bets, all bets. The house edge guarantees it. You might win individual spins, you might even win individual sessions, but if you play long enough, the math catches up. The house edge grinds you down. And slot machines have some of the worst house edges in the casino. Table games like blackjack or craps have house edges around 1 to 2% if you play optimally. Slot machines, anywhere from 2 to 25% depending on the machine and the jurisdiction. That means for every $100 you put into a slot machine, you can expect to lose anywhere from $2 to $25. And you have no way of knowing which machine has which house edge because they don't tell you. You're playing blind against math that's designed to beat you with no information about how bad the math actually is. That's not gambling. That's just donating money with extra steps. Let me tell you what nobody in the industry will tell you. There is no strategy that beats slot machines. None. You can't count cards, you can't track patterns, you can't time your spins, you can't use betting systems. None of it works. The RNG is generating results faster than you can perceive. The outcomes are determined before you even hit the button. The machine doesn't care about your previous spins or your betting patterns or how long you've been playing.
Every spin is independent. Every spin has the same odds. Those odds are against you. People will tell you about hot machines and cold machines, about machines that are due to hit, about patterns they've noticed. It's all superstition. It's all confirmation bias. It's all people trying to find order in randomness. The machine doesn't have a memory. It doesn't know it hasn't paid out in a while. It's not due for anything. Every spin is a fresh, random result generated by an algorithm that's calibrated to take your money over time. You cannot beat the math. You can only decide how much you're willing to lose for the entertainment value. And honestly, once you understand the math, once you see behind the curtain, the entertainment value disappears. It's hard to enjoy a game when you know exactly how it's manipulating you. So here's my actual advice, the stuff I'd tell a friend. If you're going to play slots, set a loss limit before you walk in. Decide how much you're willing to lose for entertainment. Treat it like paying for a movie or a concert. Once that money is gone, you leave. No exceptions, no ATM trips, no chasing losses. Play low-denomination machines on minimum bet. Yes, you'll lose slower. Yes, it's less exciting, but you'll also last longer and lose less money. The goal isn't to win big. The goal is to minimize damage. Avoid progressive machines. Avoid high volatility machines. Avoid anything that promises huge jackpots. The bigger the advertised prize, the worse the base game math. Never increase your bet when you're losing. Never increase your bet when you're winning. Pick a bet size that your bankroll can handle for your planned playtime and stick to it. Cash out regularly. Don't let credits build up on the machine. Every $100 you're up, cash out. Take the ticket, put it in your pocket, walk away from the machine for 10 minutes. Break the momentum. Don't use Players Club cards if you can avoid it. Yes, you'll miss out on comps, but you'll also avoid the tracking and the targeted marketing and the psychological manipulation that comes with it. The comps aren't worth what you'll lose chasing them. And honestly, just don't play slots. I know that's not what you want to hear. You came here looking for secrets that would help you win. But the real secret is that you can't win. The game is designed to take your money. That's not a flaw, that's the purpose. Every feature, every sound, every animation, every bonus round, it's all designed to keep you playing longer so you lose more money. The only winning move is not to play. But I know some of you are going to play anyway, so at least now you know what you're up against. You know how the machines work. You know how the casino is manipulating you. You know what the red flags look like. Use that information. Be aware. Be skeptical. Question everything the machine is telling you. Question every emotion you feel while playing. Ask yourself if that excitement is real or manufactured. Ask yourself if that near miss was random or designed. The casino is counting on you not thinking critically. They're counting on you being caught up in the moment, in the sounds and the lights and the possibility. Don't give them that. Stay cold, stay analytical. Treat it like the math problem it actually is. And when you see the math clearly, when you really understand what's happening, you'll probably decide to walk away, to spend your money on something that isn't actively designed to take it from you. That's what I did. After 5 years of watching the machinery from the inside, I couldn't participate anymore. I couldn't watch people lose money to systems I knew were rigged, not in any legal way, rigged in a perfectly legal, perfectly calculated, mathematically guaranteed way. So I'm out. I left the industry, and now I'm telling you everything they don't want you to know. You can do whatever you want with this information, but at least now you have it. At least now you can't say you didn't know. The machines are designed to take your money. The casino is designed to keep you playing. The math is designed to grind you down. That's the truth. That's the reality behind the lights and sounds and excitement. Do with it what you will, but don't say I didn't warn you.